Hello and welcome. Welcome to Total Health Transformation. This is Lady Christine Foster. I'm so glad to be with you all today, and I'm just glad to have that opportunity to talk to you all as you're listening with us about getting healthy. I don't know anybody around the world who is not trying to get healthy right now. That is such a big industry. Most of us are overweight, and most of us are doing our best to look good. We want to feel good. We want to be healthy. We know that summer is coming, and we want to be able to step out our door and be comfortable with the person that we see. So we started Total Health Transformations on the Power of God network. We're dealing with ways that we as people can get healthy. You want to know how I got started? Well, I'll tell you my story. When I first began, I was overweight, as most of us are, and we know none of us like that word obese. As most of us, I always tell people, don't even let that word bother you, because there are many people around the world who are obese. Whether they look skinny to you or not, they are over the weight that they should be for their height and age. So I wanted to get back in shape. I knew that I was not where I wanted to be, and I was having some health issues. Nothing that was medically proclaimed by a doctor, but I felt them. You know, we have those aches and pains and getting winded going upstairs, and I got grandkids and life and things I wanted to do, and I was like, I have to do something. There has to be a solution to what I am feeling right now. And so I was able to start, on this health journey, which I've been sharing on social media for a while, and I'm looking for more people to be able to share my opportunity. I am actually coaching now because I have seen such a great change in my own life, and I want other people to feel and be healthy. I want you to get in that shape that you want to be so that you can live the kind of life that you want. So here we are with Total Health Transformations. I have had special guest Brandy Walker, who is a certified mental coach, and she was on our broadcast about a week or so ago and began to share with us the importance of mental health. And today I'm going to talk about a keen theme. What color are you wearing? As we began to talk about health and changing, change sometimes is something that we all fight. We don't like change. We get used to doing things the same way, but we have to change. It's insane, as they say, to continue to do things the same way and expect a different outcome. If what you've been doing in the past is not working, then it's time to change. So here we are. We all have to get on board and say, it's time for me to make some changes so that I can live a healthy life. And I don't always want to just talk about just weight. My whole theme behind this show is total health transformations. So when we begin to speak about the word total, we're talking about complete, absolute in every area. We want to be well-rounded in our health. We want to be healthy all over. And a lot of times it starts first with losing weight. There are so many things that are affected by our weight, being overweight or even being underweight. The whole thing is that we want to be healthy, right? So here we are talking about total health transformations. As I began to make this journey and take my journey in my life, I began to, as you see, being on TV, you see a lot of different things. And I looked at myself and said, oh my God, who is that? And as I began to say, look and notice that there were weight in places that I didn't know. And I said, I got to do something about myself. I got to do something. And I began to just search out ways that I could do this, and began to come across some ways to be able to do it in a program. And I became a coach because I am a believer in health, that we need to be healthy. The Bible says that I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul prospers. So we want to be healthy all the way around. God cares about the way we feel. He cares about the way we look. He cares about our finances. He cares about all areas of our life. So my first transformation started with my weight. As I began to see the weight changing and things start to come down, I was beginning to be able to fit in clothes that I had stored in my closet. and getting them without, extra props to help us. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I was able to put on these things and say, wow, you looking good. And it's nothing like being able to put on something or to be able to get up and walk and do what you need to do without feeling, that extra strain and weight on your body. So as I began to make those changes and see them happen, it just was so enlightening and encouraging to me. I began to press on in my coaching adventure. And I attended a conference with some beautiful people from all around the world who are doing the same things, working on their health. And as I began to do so, I looked out in the audience. My sister and I both traveled, and I looked and said, there's not very many of us here. And so I just, with that being said, wanted to be able to not only tell the world about getting healthy, but wanting to get us healthy. We need to get healthy, people of color, because a lot of illnesses have to come, and they're coming along because of weight. If we could get our weight down, we could limit a lot of the things that we have to go to the doctors for. So here we are starting to make total changes. So when I talked about color, I am one who likes color. Y'all have seen, some of you, if you watch me on social media, I love color. I wear the brightest thing I can find. I love yellow. I love blue, red, you name it. I love color. And we had, not too long ago, we had a conference, or we had an event where we brought some couples together, and the couples, we began to ask them, tell us what your mate's favorite color is. And my husband said that he thought my favorite color was black. I said, black? I like black, but that's not my favorite color. I'm always wearing bright colors. But when I thought about it, I asked him, I said, why did you say that? He said, because your closet is full of black. And I was like, what? And I began to go back and look in my closet. And I bought for you, I have about 4 dresses here. So you can see there's 4 outfits here. They are black. I got home and I started throwing things out of my closet. I said, now this is ridiculous, because I wear black, but that's not my favorite color. And I certainly wanted to make sure my man knew that my favorite color was not black. And when I thought about it, before I started my health journey, I began to start picking up, evidently, black outfits to wear, because we're all told if I wear black, black makes you look slimmer. But wearing black also began to speak to the way my mindset was at the time, because I was overweight. I didn't necessarily feel that great. So it began to reflect on the outside. How we feel on the inside of us also reflects on the outside. So because I wasn't feeling well, or didn't feel like I looked like I wanted to, it started to show up in my attire. And I never, ever noticed it until my husband brought it to my attention. And I said, okay, well, that is something that I need to share. So what color are you wearing today? What colors have you been wearing? What is your mindset? How is your mindset and the way you feel about yourself affecting you? A lot of times, as I said, it is and does begin with our weight. When we're not as healthy as we need to be, we don't feel that we look well. So we start to dress certain ways. And I started, as I shared, wearing black outfits. And it wasn't that there's anything wrong with black, but it's just not me. And so I said, okay, well, I'm going to have to make some changes. So as you've seen, and as you will see, if you continue to follow me in my journey, that you will see that Christine Foster likes to wear color. I like color, just about anything. I say my favorite color is anything that looks good on me. Can somebody else say that? Anything that looks good on me is my favorite color. So if it makes me look like a flower, blooms, shines on me, I'm going to wear it. So I began to get rid of that black in my closet and began to make some changes, because the changes were happening on the inside. My inside was changing as I began to change the way I ate and the way I thought about things and the way I did things. Exercising, not necessarily all the time needed if you change things, but there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm definitely never going to stop pushing that in our health, but it is not necessary. if you're eating right, if you're doing things the right way, if you're following the right plans, it can be done. So as those changes started to happen on the inside of me, then out comes old Chrissy, who began to share and wanted to show, the changes within myself. I began to wear those colors that look good on me. I began to not be afraid to wear things that I didn't used to wear, things I had in my closet that I thought I would never get back into. I am getting into them. So, what color are you wearing? How is the way you're feeling making you display your actions and your behavior as of right now? That is so important. And it's a part of our total well-being. How you feel. It always shows. So getting in health and getting ourselves under the right weight, into the right weight that we need to be, is important. I have people that I am coaching that have issues or different things that I have met, people I've met just around the world, just as they made those changes in their behavior or in their eating and been coaching along with us, that those things are changing. They're starting to come back to life. Wouldn't you like to bring that part of you back to life? That transformation. We know about the Transformers. Is a movie called The Transformers. And one day I may bring one out here. The Transformer has one form. He looks like a robot, but in disguise, he's an actual car. So under all of that weight and under maybe that gloom and doom, that black outfit because of the way you feel, all of that underneath is a person that is waiting to transform. We want to transform. We want a total health transformation, not only in our weight, but in our attitude, in the way we think. We want that joyous person to come back to life. We want that person that has that positive outlook on life, that believes that they can achieve things. If you're overweight, you don't feel like doing anything. If you're heavier than you need to be, you don't feel like getting up. You have low aspirations. It's not that you don't have those visions and dreams. It's not that you don't have the capability of doing it, but you just don't have the get up and go. But when you start to make those changes and you start to see things change in you and it becomes to shine and see seen on the outside, then all of a sudden you start to come back to life. And I want to see all of you come back to life. It's nothing like being able to do the things that you want to do and being able to show, have that vigor and that new found strength. It's something about that newfound person that's there. He or she is already there. He's been there. She's been there all along. And all you have to do is be willing to get up and fight for that person. There's something about shedding that extra skin. When you shed that extra skin, you'll find that that person that's on the inside of you, that has that vision, that dream, that ambition, that business, you all of a sudden get that new outlook on life and things just transform. Life transforms for you. Isn't it wonderful when you can look out even in the most gloomiest of days and see transformation? You can see positive. You can see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's nothing like losing like 25 pounds. 25 pounds. 25 pounds makes a big difference in the way you feel. And it is, and everybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Somebody say that with me. If she can do it, I can do it. I want to encourage you because life is passing us by. When I was heavier, I didn't feel like getting up. I might have wanted to do things, but just didn't have the strength, the ability. I just didn't feel like doing it, and that's what happens. Your libido goes down. You just don't feel like it. You might want to, but you just don't feel like it. So when you start to invest and work on that self-help, getting on the inside of you, start making some changes towards total transformation. I began to, as those things start changing within my body, then it became evident of other areas in which I needed help. I needed a health lift. All right. And then began to work on those things, because if I work on them as they come to to fruition, as they become evident to me, then those changes that I make, I'm able to help somebody else. And that's the only reason that we're here, is to help somebody else, one soul at a time. We want to see you become more in tune with yourself. Mental health is important. Being self-aware. And as I began to make those changes, and I started seeing that color had changed, and I hadn't even realized it. Didn't notice that I had all these black outfits in my closet, but I'm gotten rid of them now. They're going out. I'm sharing them. For one, I can't wear them. Two, because I want to be back to where I was. I want that color, that brightness to be there. So what is it that you are doing? Have you taken this opportunity as I'm sharing? What color are you wearing? What is happening in your life that has changed your outlook, that has changed your opinion of yourself, that has changed what you think? When you know it's not the real you, it's not the person that little girl, that little boy that woke up with, when they first came, had all of this, all these dreams and all these ambitions. He or she is still in there, and it's not too late to reach down and get them. All you have to do is be willing to make some changes in your life. Are you willing to make changes? As you all know, as we're sharing on social media, I am a health coach, and I'm wanting to help anybody and everybody who is wanting to make some changes in your life. If you're interested in making changes and need help, help is here. We're here to help you, because I want to see not only myself, but other people be successful and get to where they want to be in their lives. The world is waiting for you. The world is waiting for you and that vision, that dream, that ambition that you have to come back to life, to be sparked back to life. And it starts with those changes on the inside of you. One of them being weight. So when I talked about getting my weight and things in order, and I started making those changes, it was amazing. It was amazing. So many things have changed. My outlook, as I shared, my wardrobe is changing. The way I feel is changing. I have energy. I have energy to do things. I'm sleeping well. There's so much that happens when you start to invest in yourself and when you invest in your health. Total health transformation. So every day I am transforming. Who's ready to transform with me? Who wants to transform? Are you wanting to transform? Are you wanting to make some changes in your life? Are you wanting to see some things change for you and in your surroundings? It can happen. As I said, if I can do it, you certainly can. And it can happen in no time. If you're willing to invest in yourself, if you're willing to invest in your health and be willing to be coached. Because sometimes we just need that support. We just need that community. It's something about having people with like minds who are trying to do something to do better, that are making changes, to have somebody walk along with you. Somebody that's there to say, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Because somebody helped me, and I want to go back and reach out and help somebody else. We can do this together. Health, total health transformations. So now, what color are you wearing? What has life done for you? What has the changes that have happened in your life made? And I want you to start giving some thought to that. And as I started, like I said, making those changes, things became more evident to me that I did not realize that I had changed. We go about thinking that we're doing the same thing. Nothing's changed. I'm still the same person. But we don't realize that we really have changed. But let's change for the better. Let's make those changes for the better. I'm here to try to ignite a fire in you. The fire is sparked in me, and I hope that you can see it. I hope that you can see that I am so happy, and I'm willing and wanting to help somebody else. Black is a beautiful color, but if you wear it a lot, sometimes you might want to wonder why. And if I wear black, you're going to always see me with something of color on to bring it out. As I said, it's nothing wrong with the color. I love it, but it was noticeable to me because of the change in my closet that I was wearing it for a reason and I didn't know. I wasn't aware of it. And I want you to look at yourself and just say, what is it that I'm doing that's changed about me? That's not my normal person. I didn't realize had actually changed. And it wasn't until I started making this transformation, started going on this health journey, that I began to notice what was changing or had changed in my life. And since I've started this journey, so much has changed for the positive that I am so happy. I'm happier than I've ever been because I feel good. Who wants to feel good? I know I can't think of anybody who doesn't want to feel good. And it's something about feeling good that just changes everything else about you. And when you feel good, other people see it. When you feel good, you start looking good. So one of the things that I always said, my wives, I just need to feel good. I want to feel better. I want to live longer. And in order to do that, we have to take care of us. We have to take care of ourselves. You have to make those decisions that I'm going to make this change. I need to make a change for me. And if I don't move, it's just not going to happen. If I don't make that move, sometimes we want to blame others or we want to wait for somebody else. But sometimes you just got to get out there and say, I'm going to do this for myself. I have to do this for me because I want to be healthy. And then as you begin to make those changes for yourself, as you begin to invest in you and invest in your health and well-being, you will begin to see other people want to join you. Sometimes it just takes one person stepping out and saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this for me. And eventually you have a whole company following behind you. Health is so important. As we've seen over the last 2 years, so many people have lost their lives through COVID. And we're still under some of COVID's umbrella now. But if you remember, so many reports had come out. A lot of those who did pass was because of illnesses, underlying illnesses that they had. And a lot of times those illnesses had to do something with weight. But if we can get our bodies and our health and our minds in the position that they should be, we don't have to die from those illnesses that are taking so many people away from here. If we make those changes now. Do I have somebody that's interested in doing that? Do I have somebody who wants to join me on this journey? This journey, when I say journey, it's a journey because we didn't get the way we are overnight. We can't expect it to happen overnight, but I guarantee you, if you start making changes and be consistent at it, be determined at it, you will see the change. You will be successful. You will be successful. And if you fall, you get back up and brush yourself off and keep going. That is how we win. We win together. We win because we never stop. I can guarantee you that you will never fail if you don't quit. You will never fail if you do not quit. Failures become failures because they don't try. And I refuse to not try. How about you? I refuse to not make that investment in me. And I'm glad that I am making that investment in myself. And as I said, I'm here because I want to see so many more of you make that investment in yourself. I want to encourage you because our health is so important. It's important that you take care of the temple that you have, the body. We don't have 9 lives, as they say cats do. We have one life to live. And we can live that one life as long as God allows us, if we take care of our bodies. Taking care of our bodies makes such a big difference in how things play out the rest of our lives. What is it that you have to do? What vision is it that you have? What dream, what business is it that you're trying to go after that you right now, because of where you are mentally, physically, you haven't been able to do? You just haven't had the strength to do it. I guarantee you, if you would invest in your health and begin to struggle or put forth that effort to begin to fight those things that you have been, carrying around, get rid of some of that extra weight dead weight, because that's really what it is. We all have a skeletal frame that looks just about the same. Some might be shorter, some might be taller, but our skeletal frame is the same. Everything around and over it is fat. But if we do what we need to do to keep our bodies healthy, then we will find that we will feel better. We're not putting that strain on our joints. We're not having those lower back pains. We're not having those moments where we're so tired we can't get up. We don't feel like doing anything. We have that low libido. We're more together as we begin to take care of ourselves. So I hope today that you will invest and look in your closet and give some thought and say, what color am I wearing? What color have you been wearing? And why? Begin to think about that. I tell you, when I did and I noticed why I was wearing it, it certainly made a big change. And it's also helped me to see the difference from those days to now. And just by making the decision to do something about your health, you can see total transformation begin. It starts and ends with you. It starts and ends with you. One decision to do something that is good for you, and because you love yourself. I know you love you. And believe me, love yourself to the point to total health. We are going to be forming good habits that change lives. We're forming good habits that change our lives. Not for the worse, but for the better. So we want to encourage you. We thank you for joining us today. I hope that you have gotten something out of this broadcast and that you have received something that encourages you to know that health is important, and it is important that you make those changes. It's important that you feel good. I want you to feel good. I want you to look good. I want you to see and look in your closet and say, what color have I been wearing? This is Lady Christine Carmichael Foster, your health coach on Total Health Transformations. If you're interested in hearing more, reach out to me on Facebook, and I would love to talk to you and help you form habits that make a difference in your life. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.